It was about a massacre, though, and it took place on a Sunday.
Oh, lucky.
And he's singing about it, so that's like what...
And you know what? If they could have got... Because Sunday is the Sabbath, and if they were able to get away with it, they would have written Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. In Catholicism, Sunday is the Sabbath.
I'm living in a Spinal Tap movie.
Exactly.
I swear to God.
Dude,
Wow,
I don't say this. Listen, I like Elvis. I'm not an Elvis fanatic, but I do like him. But I understand the worship of Elvis. I understand like a lot of the adoration that he gets. I'm not an idiot. I understand the adoration that a lot of bands get. But I think some bands are overrated. I think the critics have historically...
Name another band that's overrated. You said
I think The Who is overrated.
You said Zeppelin's overrated.
I think they are.
The Who.
Yes, in comparison with Sabbath, they were.
You said Zeppelin, The Who, and U2 are overrated.
Yes, they are.
Oh, my God.
Yes, they are. And Sabbath was The Rolling Stones, I don't think were an overrated band. They came out with some bad stuff, but they came out with, to me, was considered great stuff.
Name another overrated
The Beatles were
band.
not overrated. Elvis was not overrated.
Name another overrated band, please.
Do you know any other ones?
Let me think. Let me think of any rock bands. I think the Chili Peppers were overrated. They were overrated.
Pink Floyd.
No, they were brilliant. I don't think they were overrated. I think they were probably... Fans knew how great they were.
Pink Floyd better than Black Sabbath?
Conceptually, probably, yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
But do I like Sabbath better?
There's a chink in
Yes.
the armor.
But I'm not, dude, I'll admit, I'm not going to lie. Who do I prefer? Sabbath any day and any song. But conceptually, Pink Floyd was brilliant.
JD, what's up?
Jim Norton, comedian, more gooder. Jim Norton, rock critic, eat a bullet.
Dude, why? Tell me why. Tell me why. What have I said that you
There's
disagree?
only one band that ever existed is Black Sabbath. Everybody else sucked.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Dude, I certainly am not saying that. I'm really not. That's not the way I feel.
How about Pearl Jam?
You should slip in your own puke and crack your head on a toilet. They were terrible. That overrated, preachy, non-award accepting dullard Eddie Vedder. Come on.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, baby sweet.
What is the name of Ozzy's new album?
Ozzy's new album is live at Budokan.
Oh.
Cheap Trick did it too.
What's
Yes,
it?
they did.
Oh, what? What's it called?
Live at Budokan.
Oh, well, he's ripping off Cheap Trick.
You know
Cheap
what?
Trick put out the most famous Live at Budokan album ever.
You're absolutely right.
So what the hell is Ozzy doing?
You're absolutely right.
Live at Budokan.
What's he doing besides a hit show?
You're kind of hypocritical there.
That's such a... Why didn't he call it something else?
That's
I'm
more
not
of a ripoff than
You know
saying
what?
that
Ozzy
Sunday Bloody
at
Sunday is
Budokan
Sabbath,
Live.
You know
Bloody
what?
Sabbath.
You raise a good point. That shouldn't have been called that. It should have been named something else. It's the album is going to be great, but you're right. It should have been named something else because Cheap Trick named it that.
Jim, he's not doing a hit show. They're just following him around. He's not doing anything.
Well, let them follow. It doesn't matter, man. They're going to follow. That's the people miss this. Wait till here's what you're going to learn. When they do it with other people, you will understand how great Ozzy is. When they do it with other people, and you see what pompous asses these people are, the humility of a rock star to let you see his wife and kids screaming at him while his animals vomit on him.
They did it with other people before Ozzy, technically.
What? Well, who?
This is an extension of the whole
And
MTV
by the
Cribs
way,
thing.
how come
In
no one
real
ever gives
world.
Sabbath credit? They did one of the first rock videos ever. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath
And it's
was a
real
video.
world, thank you. And it's real world with the famous people.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But we're
The
talking about
concept
famous
has
people.
been done.
Absolutely.
What
But
year was
trying
the
to take it
first
to the
music
next
video?
level.
I'm not saying it's the first one, but I'm saying it's one of the first ones. It was a brilliant video. It was like 75, which was or 74 even. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It was a video.
I want you
There it is.
to want me.
This is off of Ozzy's album, Live at Budokan? No.
Hey, I gave
it's
you
off
that
the other
point.
Live at Budokan.
I won't argue a point just to do it. If you're right, you're right. And on that point, you were correct.
Hey, YV from Queens says it all. So Californication isn't deep, but Iron Man is deep.
I didn't say that. Iron Man does not come off as being pseudo deep, and the critics are not calling it deep. Whereas Californication,
Who's saying the Red Hot Chili Peppers are trying to get deep?
Oh my God, the way people perceive them is that these brilliant,
And then
deep hurt guys.
And then this person
man.
writes, "I'm not taking criticism from a man who hasn't seen a movie in the theater since Casablanca."
Then you should give me respect because I don't go to the movies because it's all garbage. Look what poor Aunt just went and saw. Wind Talkers. That's why I don't go to the theaters. Sorry, I saw
Wind
Titanic.
Talkers?
Wind Talkers, right? What's it called?
Yeah.
Wind Talkers.
Wind Talkers.
Wind.
I know that's crap,
Whatever.
and I know
It sucked.
Angel Eyes is crap. That's why I don't go to the theaters, sir.
You went to see Titanic?
Yeah, I did to see it on a big screen for the graphics, and it annoyed me so much. As I knew it would.
You know, I'm a U2 fan. I didn't know this. Tom from Massapequa. Sunday Bloody Sunday was the name given to the historical event by the media. Mm-hmm. U2 didn't make up the name.
Because so what? Black Sabbath was the name of Boris Karloff movies. I mean, they could sing that song, too? No one said they made up the name, stupid.
You said they ripped off Sabbath
Yes.
by calling that song Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Call it something else. Call it that
The
day.
media came up with Sunday Bloody
I
Sunday.
don't care what the media came up with.
And then they sang about it and they called it Sunday Bloody
I
Sunday.
understand all that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't sway me 1 inch.
You're insane.
I'm not insane at all.
Do you think Ozzy has influenced more in music than a lot of these other bands, like The
Is
Who?
he
and-
influenced or has he influenced?
Has he influenced music more than bands
I don't know.
like The Who?
I don't. That I can't comment on. To be very honest with you, I don't
All right.
know. Musically, you would put Iommi. I think influenced a lot of people on the vibe of Sabbath, but Ozzy himself, I don't know.
All right.
I can't say that. The Who may have influenced. I don't see a whole lot of Who tribute albums coming out by the bands.
How about
but
Led
they may exist.
Zeppelin?
What about Zeppelin?
They were inspired by The Who.
I didn't know that. So what? Big deal.
Oh, big deal.
There
Yeah,
will
big
be
deal.
a Who tribute album.
Who is Sabbath?
Of course.
Who
There
is
was one.
YouTube? There was there?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No. I mean tribute albums where all the bands that they've influenced come
Yes.
up. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
and there were some pretty big acts on there.
And Zeppelin was a great band. No one is saying they're not, but I'm saying
they're
is
overrated.
Inspired
in
by The Who.
compared with Sabbath, they have been overrated. Yes, when compared with Sabbath, they've been overrated because they're hailed as like everything they do is considered brilliant, man. And they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Sabbath can't get in because of those faggot Rolling Stone writers. That's what I resent about Zeppelin.
I thought they couldn't get in because Ozzy took his name off.
Why did he take it off? Because they were constantly being rejected. He didn't just take it off to be a silly goose. He took it off because they were constantly being shut down.
So
he
he's
finally
just-
said enough.
He's a sore loser.
No, he has dignity, and he said enough. I don't need to be in. That's why. Sore loser's one thing. He's not complaining. He said, okay, don't put me in. And he took it off.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm
Because
100%
they
right.
came to Ozzy and said, we want to put you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next year. He would jump at that chance.
Sharon would make him because he's pussy whipped.
Not at all.
To tell you the truth.
Dude, let me tell you something. When you've tinkled on the Alamo, when you bit the head off a bat, a dove, when you've shot Demerol, when you've strangled your wife, nothing you do is selling out. I don't care if he does a kid's show with puppets. Nothing you do is selling out.
That has
Ever.
nothing to do with the music you make.
Of course it does.
Why?
You're talking about depth and all that, and that's who he is. That's who he is. It has a lot to do with the music you make. Of course it does.
Put out good stuff.
Queen was great, man. I'm not saying Queen wasn't great. I don't deny other bands being great. I'm not an idiot. I don't say like I love
But he
old
did some
Kiss.
crazy things on the side, but he still put out great music.
Sure he did. I'm not saying he didn't. And I'm not saying Zeppelin wasn't a great band or U2's not a great band. What I'm saying is this critical, like this guy mentioned Eddie Vedder, that just really annoys me. Because who you are is part of the music to me, as far as I'm concerned. It makes you interesting.
You don't think Pearl Jam was a very influential new...
Oh, yeah, if you like hearing 50 songs redone. No, I don't. I never liked them.
You heard that one song.
Jeremiah, whatever that... It was awful,
Jeremiah.
dude. Whatever.
Jeremiah. That's a bull.
What is it called?
Jeremy.
Whatever. I heard it, and I didn't like it.
That's a 50 song?
No, the other one about the car wreck that he redid. Sabbath redid. Exactly. I'm tired of it. He sounds like Cher. He's Cher with hormones and a stroke. That's what he sings like. And he's overrated with his stupid shoulder-length hair, khaki shorts, and
got a
political
mohawk
agenda.
now, you
he does
idiot.
now. He stinks.
What about STP?
I'm not as familiar with their music, so I
Stone
cannot
Temple
comment.
Pilots.
Oh, all right. Never felt much for them, but I'm not familiar enough with their music to comment on it. What I heard, I really didn't remember liking, but again, maybe if I heard more. I'm not familiar with Green Day. I told you, I thought Outkast was white. I had no idea they were black.
You should have been born like years ago.
Why?
And just
Why?
because your whole... It sounds like I'm arguing with a 55-year-old man.
But I'll grant you, if you make a point, I'm not going to be dishonest. And
No, I understand, but your taste in music is that of a 55-year-old man.
I love Ozzy. What are you talking about? I love Dan
That's what I
Byrne,
mean.
who's new. Or I love a lot of bands. He's not really mainstream. He's good. He's a guy I like.
All right.
I don't need to go. Sorry, I can't jump on the yellow sunglasses Bono bandwagon. I can't do it.
You only like Ozzy.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
And we think that's a problem.
Dude, I like a lot of bands.
Name 5 bands you like.
Metallica, Sabbath, Guns N' Roses, Kiss, the Beatles. I like a lot of bands. I like a lot of Motown. I like the Four Tops.
How many of those bands are still together?
Most of them probably not. Most of them probably not. I like a lot of bands. Dude. I like Elvis.
YV saying, so Californication isn't deep, but Iron Man is?
I'm glad Opie read that already.
Oh, I was reading other ones during that time.
I've already dealt with your vag, that stupid YV.
Sorry.
I dealt with him.
All right. Well,
No one is saying. And Iron Man was pretty bright because he was talking about space travel in like 1970. Who else was
Wow,
doing
what a
that?
pioneer.
But who else was talking about that? Who else was talking about those dark sides
David
of
Bowie?
human life? Come on, half man, half dog? What is he? Who knows? He sang China Girl. David Bowie should be beaten.